Hey guys, good morning. Well, it's morning here in Asia. It's probably sometime in the night in the if you are in the US. So let's take a look what we need to do before the trading day begins. So this is the Euro USD. So let's work on putting in some levels that we think may be important in the next trading session. So do not think of these levels as lines that you would of course get where price may turn or things like that. You still have to take into account the time of day, meaning whether it's going to be the New York session or the London session. Take into account the bias if you have. But sometimes when you do not have a bias and when price is moving quickly into a line or a zone, then at that time you can, if you had no bias, then you could think that okay, maybe price is gonna make a turn, right? So you can always see that. I mean, sharp turns on the chart, you always see the price moves into it quickly and then it suddenly turns, right? So we always think that fast momentum moves will keep going on, but in fact that's not true because you have fast moves that quickly turns as well. That's the only way you can get sharp turns, and especially in the intraday level, right? On the intraday, you always see quick moves and then a turn, quick move and a turn, right? Quick moves and a turn. So it's so actually quick moves into levels a good indication that you may be getting a pullback, but then it's important to know where are these levels so that you can take the trade at the right time and also the right levels, and you need to like have some rules so that you're not just taking trades at any time you see a strong price move. It must be moving into a level that makes sense, right? So what are the levels that we will be looking at every day? So here's the list, right? So let's go to number three first, right? Big round numbers. So why I go with number three first? Because I don't have to mark it. You have an indicator, right? So you have here, I believe the big round number, zero number, and then you have the half round number, the 50. And then you also have the institutional level, the 200. So this would be the 200 and the 800, right? So those are four levels on the chart that will automatically be drawn by the indicator. So you do not need to draw it again. So again, at any time of the day, price can go through these levels. So these levels are only become important when you are expecting to take a trade, meaning in one of the sessions, right? Then only you look at it. Next, prominent turning point. So here you have one, here you have one, right? Let's see where else. You had one here for the previous day, and you see that actually you got a reaction there, right? So prominent turning points are important, and I like to mark them, right? It may not be, it may it may be too close to price action now, or it may not be something that's reacted during this hour, but it may come later on. This high and low is also important, so let's put that this high and low. Okay, so usually for this I'll use no, sometimes I really don't really like the MetaTrader, but never mind. So okay, this high and lows are important. Prominent turning points you see here. So I have a few that I put in. What else that's important? Okay, there's others that is I've done three, I've done four, I've done two as well. So two, okay, this is done. Now order blocks, 15 minutes, 1 hour, and 4 hours. I guess you can go one day or whatever, but then the order blocks will be very big, and we are trading the 5 minutes and 15 minutes. So just let's take a look at order blocks that we can see on these time frames. Sometimes I even go 30 minutes, right? So on this euro, I think it's quite clear, right? You see one here, you see one on top here as well. Right, you don't see there. There's one here, but it's already been reacted and it's gone. There's one here, right? It's already gone. There's here, right? Over here. Well, you can put it in case price comes again later on, but it's far now, so you can put it there. So okay, order blocks on 15 minutes. Let's go to, you see anything on the 1 hour? Okay, let's anything on the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, actually there's one here as well. There's one way below here, right, which came from here. uh, Actually there's a big one here which overlaps with this. There's one here, right? This is already at the mid figure round number, so we just let this line be. You can go to 4 hours as well, but I don't think I want to go to the 4 hours, because where price is here, I have some levels below and some levels above. So I probably won't look for another level. Maybe there's one level here, but okay, let's just do with that for now. And the last thing that you want to look is this thing here. Okay, so this is something that I'm not sure whether anyone else teaches this. So it's a 4 hour and one day week intersections. So what do I mean? Okay, let's take a look at where did I have? Okay, so I have this chart overlay indicator, right? So this whole, you can see this blue candle here, right? So that's the overlay of yesterday's candle and the previous day's candle, etc. So when I say uh, 1 day week intersection, so what you're looking for is the wick of the day candle intersecting the body of the next day's candle. So you don't see. So we have to go 2 days back, right? So this week did not intersect this day's body, right? But you want to look back. You had this one intersecting uh, this candle's body. So if I were to just draw a line here, okay, you see that. So this is the day of the week. This is the day of the body, and the next day is where you want to see the levels having a reaction. And you see here, you actually got a reaction there, right? But this probably occurred just probably after London session, right? I mean, just after Asian session. So sometimes it can occur at any time, but you see what I mean by these levels. You will get a reaction. Okay, so this is what the levels that I'll put in. So once you get a reaction already on that day, this level you will no longer use it anymore. Okay, you remove it. So this is what I mean. Okay, if I can show you another. I think there's another nice example okay. Okay, here, right? This is the week, and this the next day where you had the body of the candle, right? Okay, no reaction on this day, no reaction on this day, and boom, a nice reaction on this day, and a reaction on this day as well, right? So again, these areas are usually turning points. Okay, so these are levels that are turning points, while the high and low of the day, they may not be turning points. It may be just a liquidity draw, but it can also be turning points. But usually this one are pretty good turning points. So When you do that for the day, you can also do that for the 4 hour. Okay, do not go down to the any lower than that, right? Then you get just the turning points will become too weak, and basically you get a lot of you know, bad trade. So just do the 4 hour and the 1 day. So for the 4 hours, basically before the trading session begins, right? You take a look at the last few candles whether you have the same pattern or not. Okay, so these are not, of course, they're not guarantees, right? Okay, so for you had one here, it cut through this one, so it may be valid for today's trade. Okay, but price came pretty close to it. Maybe how many pips away was that? Okay, less than well, about 2 pips. So this level may be already, you can consider it maybe already tested, or maybe not, but its price came pretty close to it already. So well, let's just leave that here first. Let me see that whether there's another one. Right, I'll show you one here. So again, the 4 hour is not as good as the daily one. All depends on. All right, so you see on this day, right? After it cuts through here, then of course you ignore this one because this is the candle that it cut through. But actually, if I'm trading on the okay, actually if you're trading in that session itself, this is the London session. This is definitely a line that you put in and you'll see the reaction. And after that, you have just a little bit more reaction because it's already been used. So of course, these lines, the 1 day is better than the 4 hour. But again, intraday, if you see one occurring, it's good to put it. So let's see. Did I do the 1 day? Maybe not. Right. So there's no 1 day session for today because this week did not cut through this body, so there's nothing to draw for that day, and there's no other clean levels that are recent, right? So this was the one that was already used up. So that's all. That's how you do the levels of the day. So you have order blocks, previous day's high and low, big round numbers, prominent turning points, and 4 hour and 1 day week intersection. Let me show you what I've already halfway done for the pound. Right? Oops, where did it go? So on the pound, I put this level. I did not put this day high because actually there's another level that's pretty close. I put this one here. So anyway, the days these points are where I see liquidity draws are. So this is the day low that the price gap like over 30 pips in the morning. So, and it also came from this order block, right? So what order block is that? That's maybe a 1 hour or 30 minutes. Yep, it's a 1 hour order block. Price came in, and price gapped into it and then went off. So this is like an inefficient move, and you may get a reaction again. And what is this line here? And you see it actually nicely had a reaction. Not a huge reaction, but if you are doing quick trades, 13 14 pips is not too bad. So this is actually here you go. This is actually a 4 hour for what? Where did I close it? Yeah, the 4 hour week intersection, right? So this is the body, this is a wick, this wick cuts through a body. Look for the next look for the next candle or the next sessions, and you see, right, you get a nice reaction here. So this is what I mean by trying to look for this type of reaction. So you again, these lines can just cut through any point in time, right? So it makes you need to look recently, and also look for a good time of day for the setup. And again, it works better when the body that it cuts through is a large one compared to this one, right? So this one is not a great example, but again, you see it working. Next, you want to see whether there's any daily week intersection. So this was yesterday's candle. This was the days before, so that even the day before one, it does not cut through anything, so there's nothing to do. But look at this day again. Again, this one is a small body, not very good, nothing here. But there's one here that was, I think it didn't have a reaction. Actually, it did have a reaction on the lower time frame. Yeah, I think I got a reversal candle on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes for this one here. Weak, cut through the body. And over here, you see price went up, rejected, and then went through. And then it actually went to this order block on here, and then it went down, right? And yesterday, this order block that was rejected here and came down. So that's probably the levels we have on the. Let's see if there's any order blocks on the 15 minutes. So probably maybe interesting, but let's see. Of course, if it comes in now, I'll not take it. So those are all the blocks on the other time frame, and yep, this one already reacted, and okay, so that's what we have at the moment. So what you need to do now is, as the trading day goes on, before London session and before New York session, you may create more levels. For example, yesterday here before London, some levels were created, right? And so when those levels are created, you can start putting them in to seek for reaction. So that's what you do, and then you go and do some other stuff in your life, and you come back during the trading session, and just update your charts. If the levels have already been broken, just remove them to clean up your chart, and you see new ones being created, then you can add them in and look for trades. So hope you found that useful. You can always take the the OTE setup, the ICT OTE setup, because it will occur in those zones or at those levels, right? They will occur at those levels. In fact, you see here, right? This is actually the OTE setup that occurred, and it actually came from the level here. I think it was. I do believe I had it. Right, it came from this level here. Okay, and you will see the OTE setup. There's a small OTE setup, I think, here, but it didn't go far. For the yesterday here, right? It occurred here, and a nice one, and it occurred here as well. So that's what you do. I hope you found that useful to at least have areas on the chart that you are looking at, because price can be just so damn messy, Actually, there was one nice setup under the, I believe, the ICT breaker over here. I didn't take that yesterday. Yesterday I took all the buys instead. So that's it. Hope you found that useful. Do subscribe and like my video. Bye.